Okay, hello guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Scene. The scene is not there. Hello, scene. Why is it so small? What? Oh. Oh my god. What? Sorry guys. I don't know what. Why have you done that? What? I swear I've not altered it and I don't know why it's doing that. Why is it not size? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Settings. Video is correct. Why was what? It's apparently not the right size. What? But it is. I can see it. I am so confused. It's, you know what? I'll sort it out for next stream. It's fine. Can you see it okay? I'm so confused. Purple icon? What do you mean purple icon? I'm scared. You know, I'm gonna go check the stream myself. Purple icon? Oh! I've noticed that in other people's streams. I think it might be a new YouTube thing. And I've never seen it before. I thought you meant something in the stream is purple and I got so confused. Okay, I'm just double checking it's... You know, it might be because I'm looking at the files for the game, and I just want to say that one of the funniest things that I've noticed, I'm looking at not the files, the folder. It's not the folder. The file you go in and you can see all of the world state, true or false, what's set to what. And one of them, I'm looking up the Vivian one because I want to see if he's romanced or not. And there's literally just there's one called Viv Sex Talk, and it's set to 0 right now, so I guess we're not there yet. Show me. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I've just checked. Yep. Vivi it is confirming that we have soft locked Vivian, so we're safe. Oh, sick bed? Oh no. What's wrong? Are you okay? Also a great start to coming back to stream, I guess. Yeah, I guess you guys get points and stuff? I can't change anything about it, so I don't understand. You better up your game if you want to be part of if you want to be number 1. I need you all to fight for supremacy in the chat. That is the one true goal. Aw, Vicky and second David's sick. That sucks. I hope you feel better soon. So did that motorcyclist. They're revving the engines for you. Yeah, I'll look that up after. I have no idea what's going on with the crowns. Oh. That's kind of annoying if that's what it is. So, So it's basically counting who joins chat in what order or something? That's weird. Dying of heat. Yeah, I mean, actually here it's been pretty decent weather-wise. By decent, I mean the temperature has stayed down for my sake. Ah. Wow. That's, I think, You know, I'm gonna actually quickly check what temperature it is here because I'm curious. 36 sounds high. Very, very high. I think we reach like in 20s at most. Yeah, it's 16 degrees Celsius here. Nice. 27 of... God help you, that sounds awful. Well, just try and relax, lay down. I hope you've got an ice pack and you're not doing anything strenuous. Yeah, Scotland's awful. Weather-wise. Honestly, like, I think 16 degrees itself is still too hot. I like it when it's like a nice 12. I think 12 is the perfect amount of degrees for you to be able to act normally. Oh my god, air conditioning. What a luxury. Anyway, yep. I hope, beyond the sickness and the heat and whatnot, I hope you guys are doing okay. We're gonna be playing some more Stars Arisen. I did check, like I said, I did check the I don't know what it's called. I found out I can mod the games, and it's really easy actually. 30, fucking... Guys, relax. Drink water and relax. Just don't do anything. If you do anything, you'll die. What was I saying? Yeah, so I checked last time, last time, we'll get to that in a sec. Right now, try to organise myself after being away for a week. Ugh. I checked, we have soft-locked Vivian's romance, and we've not locked ourselves out of it. There's still another scene to come where we... What's it called? If it's soft lock, hard lock? We're gonna lock Vivian's romance. Not mod the games, change... Not mod, that'd be... I probably could if I tried hard enough. More on that later. But just change... It has a bunch of, variables, like whether or not some things happened. You can set it to true or false. I could probably, see the stats. I could change the stats to be whatever percentage I want them to be, but that would be cheating, so we're not gonna do that. I could probably change quite a bit, and I know how to do that now. So just in case we hadn't romanced Vivian and we've locked ourselves out of it, I can alter that if I mess up. Yay. Double thumbs up. Last time... I did read this earlier and I'm trying to remember everything, but I only remember last time we went back into the tunnels because... Oh, we freed Baz. We found Baz in the dungeons. We saved him. He's free somewhere. I don't know what Vivian's up to. He's off somewhere. But I think... No, you know what? I think he went to go find his family or something. But we went into the tunnels and we found out it was indeed Renard that stole the stars, and he has no idea what's going on right now. We're honest backstabbers. I like that. That's what I'm gonna... No, that's a bad idea. I'm gonna, that's my new brand. We freed Daddy and we're honest backstabbers. That is the truth of this stream. That's what this... If I'm ever name these streams, that's what I'm calling it. Free Daddy and honestly backstabbed. Yeah. What's the meme? Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Daddy. I mean, Baz is great. I hope he's back at the house. So yeah, we confronted Renard, and he's like, I have no idea what's going on. I can't control these things. Something like that. The stars, they're calling out to you. He buries his head in his hands. You're the only one who can help me fix this. Please help me put this right. Yep. And we're gonna honestly backstab him, but in his face. He's back at home. Yeah, he's back at home making coffee for us. Probably trying to work out what we snooped around in his house for. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh boy. I'm just seeing how much of a delay stream has. Quick sec. Okay, there. It's finally caught up. Okay, chapter 8. Stars alight. The moment he says it, you can feel it too. The stars are pulsating with light, but somehow it no longer burns your eyes to watch them. It seems odd, in fact, that you ever felt the need to look away. Renard is right. They're calling out to you. The sorceress trained you, didn't she? Sent you here in her stead? You told us all yourself. Renard's voice is quiet. The sorceress trained you, didn't she? She sent you here in her stead. You told us all yourself. Renard's voice is quiet, listless. If you can put this right and tell us everything we need to know to keep her out of Calestri, perhaps that might balance the scales. It would be... Oh man, this is hard. It would be more than your mother ever did for us. We learned about this. Front step. We're stabbers. Fru and fru. 1. That's not true. My mother protected this city for centuries. No one can deny that. 2. I thought you'd be above judging a child by the sins of a parent. Didn't your parents work for the sorceress? 3. I'm going to take a guess and say that's why you dismissed me. 4. Think what you like of me. Do what you like to me. It doesn't matter. All I care about is fixing this. 5. It's rich that you'd accuse me of anything, considering what you've done. Two. Okay. 2. X. Okay, I guess 2's winning. I thought you'd be above judging a child by the sins of a parent. Didn't your parents work for the sorceress? Front stab. That's 5. My grandmother worked for the sorceress. My parents were terrified at the sorceress. I never got the impression they did much work, frankly. Renard's eyes are closed. He doesn't sound upset with you, only tired. It's not a useful comparison, but if you insist on making it, Renata and I left our parents' house as soon as we were able, stayed with our elder sister, then with the Mardens. You seem to have been quite happy in a cage the sorceress built for you, just as she always preferred her subjects to be. Damn. Okay. 1. I wasn't. 2. You can't say that. You don't know anything about it. 3. It wasn't a cage and I'm not her subject. I'm her daughter. 4. What choice did I have? I never knew anything else. 5. I was happy. I did stay with her. She's my mother. Does that make me evil? Ah. You know what, Keiko? You do you. You take care of yourself. All the best. And if you're leaving now, thanks for joining stream. It was lovely having you. If you leave at some point in the future, again, it was lovely having you. Thanks for joining. 4, 5. Uh-oh. Am I gonna need to get the dice out? No, thank you. 5. I was happy. I did stay with her. She's my mother. Does that make me evil? It might. Loving your mother is evil, guys. Never forget that. Allowing the city to rot would. Renard hisses through his teeth. We're wasting time. Get to work. Cheeky. You turn back toward the stars now that you can look without flinching away. There's a kind of beauty in their current state. And oh my goodness. Scintillating. That's a nice word. Ooh. In the scintillating brightness that arcs and feathers and bursts against the walls in precisely the same way it does in thin air. You don't realise you've lost track of time watching the light until you hear Morrigan? In Renard's unsteady voice. The stars are calling you, drawing you in, but you still don't understand them. Your mother never taught you magic on this scale. With resources as limited as they were, she never had the chance. You have no idea how Renard managed to channel this much magic through them without any training. But more relevantly, you don't know how to stop it. Still, there's no one left but you to figure it out. And you have to start somewhere. That was 5, okay. What did you want when you started the storm? You ask, glancing at Renard, who's sitting curled against the wall, head bowed against his knees. The stars give form to your desires, at the heart of them. That's what we need to undo. Renard sighs heavily. Fear, I told you. I wanted them afraid, to feel like we felt during the war. But not like this, not so literally. You look back at the stars, considering. Your star fragments are thrumming, and you reach for one almost absent-mindedly. With the real stars before you, you have all the magic you could ever need. But that's precisely what makes them dangerous to work with, as Renard has discovered. Your own familiar slithers can act as a bridge, you think, allowing the magic to flow more easily back and forth. It's not a bad place to start from. You walk forward and lay your hands gently on the closest remnant star. The stone is not as warm as you expected, but some of the heat seems to have leached out from the air around you. It's much hotter here than it was a few steps back by Renard. Aside from the size and the near coolness, it feels just like the slithers you're used to. Sorcery is about taking your desires and making them one with the power that exists within the stars. You know that much. What you want right now is to understand the spell that's animating the storm. If you can tap into all the knowledge Thank you, Kerr. All the knowledge you've gathered on how your mother once wielded her... What? All the knowledge you've gathered on how your mother once wielded her might. Oh, I'm a dumbass. Wielded her might. Okay. And all the skills you've acquired yourself. You might be able to find a place to start from. You close your eyes and start asking the stars for understanding. 1. Pure intellect will see me through this. Oh no. I think through everything my mother taught me and everything I've learned in Calestri. 2. The stars are nothing without hands to wield them, and mine are strong enough to shape them to my will like clay. 3. I remember what I saw outside, the beauty and terror of the shapes in the sky. Surely I can find a pattern again down here. 4. I know how to manipulate star slithers with precision. I just have to turn that delicate work into something larger. 5. Renard lost hope too quickly. All I have to do is not give up. Why is there knives in chat? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're gonna have to look at the stats. So artistry is our strongest one. Our second strongest is resolve. Then rhetoric. I don't know if rhetoric will help us in this situation. But then grace. I say we go for either artistry or resolve. So either we pick 5, which I think was the hope option, which will go with resolve, I believe, or we go for we're going to shape him into something pretty. because that's our strongest stat. Right, I'll go back and let you guys see the options. So, intellect and strength, not really our strongest strongest attributes apparently. The beauty one, how to manipulate slurs with... Oh, right, I assume that would be... Right, so 1 and 2 I think are going to turn out bad for us because our intellect and our strength aren't that great. Number 3 is about, I assume, our artistry. I think our artistry is our strongest attribute. 4 is probably rhetoric. You know, how to manipulate the star slithers with precision, so I assume that's rhetoric. And then 5 is probably, I forget what the stat was called. The... give me a sec. Resolve. I knew it was an R. Free. Okay. Let's go with free. I remember what I saw outside, the beauty and terror of the shapes in the sky. Surely I can find a pattern again down here. Outside was mostly darkness, but there was something glorious in the way the lightning split the sky, the way the wind whipped the water into shapes you'd never seen. The light in this room is as clear in your mind's eye as it was when your eyes were open, and you try to impose those images you remember over the patterns you see now. At first, shadow and light blur together before you, but then all at once that image resolves into nothing but light. Then the light splits apart too, separating into constellations you know very well: the hooded watcher, the weary sovereign, the forsaken traveller, the torchbringer, the faithful servant. In your mind, they're arrayed into a pentagon around the tomb, as though the constellations themselves fell instead of single stars. All at once, another pattern falls into place. Heat flares against your hands. But when you stumble back and blink your eyes open, you find your skin unblemished. This time, when you look back at the stars in their unyielding gleam, the answer you sought is etched clearly into each ray of light. Woohoo! Okay, lots of options. Lots of reading. I'm going to take a quick sip. Lovely. I have a nice coffee with, I think it's like chocolate flavoured syrup. I think. Something like that. It's very yummy. Slowly, your gaze returns to the stars. The true stars are just as you left them, surrounded by the same storm of light as before. When you turn around, slightly unsteady on your feet, you find Renard watching you with a desperate gaze. He flicks a glance over your shoulder and his face falls at the unchanging light. You gave too much of yourself to them, you say. Before he can assume you've failed, the stars become what you use them for, how you see them. The sorceress saw them as tools at her disposal, so she could wield them at will. You see them as they are now. Weapons to level a city. So how could they ever be anything else in your hands? We're really just, what's the expression, dunking on him right now? They think you're terrible and ugly. That's why they didn't work for you. You're just too weak. Renard frowns, his brow... Oh, sorry. Never mind. His brow frowns, his words. Renard frowns, his brow drawing together. Wouldn't be brows? Drawing together. I don't understand. I told you this isn't what I wanted. What you want doesn't really enter into it anymore. You look back at the stars yourself, your mother, whatever else she did, always made sure you understood exactly what they were. You wanted people afraid. Now it's your fear powering the storm. I don't. Renard shuts his eyes and exhales slowly. What are you saying? To stop the storm, I have to stop being afraid of them? Stop seeing them as weapons? That seems more absurd than ever, under the circumstances. And also likely impossible, judging from the way he still flinches every time, from every flash of light. I don't know if it would work, you say instead. It might be random yawn. It might be better if I take control of them, implement my vision over yours. This isn't my vision, Renard insists, though his voice is softer than before. Fine, yes. That's what I was asking you to do in the first place. I'm rolling my eyes here. Ugh. It's still going to be difficult, but perhaps it's better not to point that out. There were never two people trying to enforce their will in the stars at once in your mother's day, so it's not something she ever prepared you for. You're certain she could take care of herself in an instant. Her connection with the stars is so far beyond anything you or Bernard has managed that she could take control of them without ever thinking. But as she isn't here, you're going to have to see what you can do yourself. To have any hope of success, you'll need a vision of the stars more powerful than Renard's. Renard has seemed completely defeated since you met him down here, which can only help you now. Perhaps his magical will has withered beneath the surface, even if the storm itself is still going strong. 1. I'll make the stars into tools of freedom for people to build whatever world they like. 2. Renard's right. The stars are weapons of power, so we should kill everyone. But I'll make them mine. Tyranny! He was a fool to let them escape his control. I'll make the stars into healing and wonder, a balm too long contained. 4. I'll make the stars a danger better locked away. 5. I'll make the stars whatever my mother needs them to be. Nothing else matters. Skill issue. It's literally a skill issue. I mean, see if he spent more time actually being a good husband and father, like, this situation would not have came about. Free, okay. Ah, healing in one, not tyranny? Okay. Healing and wonder it is. Can you imagine me playing, Dragon Age Origins or Mass Effect? And I'm gonna be the one in control when that comes about. You guys are gonna have to just sit and watch me create the perfect dictatorship within that universe. And it'll be glorious. It'll be damn well glorious. When you were a child, you often thought of tyranny. You never so much as skinned your knee without your mother reaching out a hand to close the wound. When you were a little older and her power was waning more and more, she made certain you knew how to do it yourself. Because of the stars, you never had to feel pain. There's a world where no one does. What? There's a world where no one does, not for long. Okay, right, I understood. I thought I meant that world wouldn't exist for long. Not that the pain... Right, got it. It's such a shame, you think, as you stretch out your arms towards the stars, that Renard has convinced them they ought to be creating suffering instead of destroying it. A shame, but one that turns out to be very easily put to rest. Even buried beneath the city, in the cradle of the tower's protection, you can feel the storms receding above you as your command sinks into the stars. You can also feel that it's not enough. Not quite. You've done all you can, of that much you're certain. The light from the stars is dimming, though not disappearing, and the storm will fall away for now. But Renard's twisted desires are still bound up in the stars. We must kill Renard. Yes! He put too much of himself into the storm for them to escape unscathed. That possibility will be waiting, the chance for the storm to return, perhaps in days, perhaps in months. But you don't know how to strip it away. Not by yourself. Dun dun dun. What is it, the power of love? Is it always going to be the perfect storm? We've calmed the tempest. Woohoo! Achievement! I don't know what Renegade Shepherd means, but yeah, probably. Stab time. I really hope we get to kill Renard. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. For the greater good. Stab. Oh, there's 4 options. Excellent. Not a Q&A, a poll, please. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. You come back to yourself when Renard gives a wild shout of hoarse laughter. You did it, he cries. I really want to kill him now. He's so happy. We could destroy that so quickly. Every stream I become a worse and worse person. It's great. You did it, he cries, voice unsteady. I can feel it, the magic's fading. You did it, it's gone. Not gone, exactly. You say slowly, and immediately Renard tenses again. I stopped the storm, you're right, but the magic, it's more like it's sleeping. Your will is tied up in the stars now, and I can't quite separate you from them. And and if I don't, that means the storm could still start up again. I don't think you'd have to mean it, any more than you did this time. You know what this means, Renard? Renard looks ill. That's awful, he says faintly. If you rest now and try again, can you fix it later, or could we do it together? Renard's magical efforts have gone so wildly wrong thus far that you very much doubt adding his power to your own would improve the situation. It would take an incredible sorceress practitioner to destroy the remains of his spell. You happen to know one of those, one who would be very, very pleased to see the remnant stars again. Renard isn't going to like this. Die! 1. I don't like it either. The last thing I want right now is to see my mother again. 2. I don't like it either. I don't want to be the one to tell my mother what's become of Calistri. 3. I'm relieved. I miss my mother and we need her help. 4. All I care... Aw, there's no stab option. All I care about is my mother can stop the storm for good. Very sad. Very disappointing. Honestly, I think killing Renard would stop this. Like, the spell would be permanently broken because it's got nothing to get that intent from anymore, you know? Okay. I know that's not an option, but Yeah, 4. Okay, number 4. All I care about is that my mother can stop the storm for good. Renard is watching you with a mixture of horror and hope written across his face. He's waiting for an answer and you're going to have to give him one. Even before the sorceress comes into it, he isn't going to let you haul the remnant stars away on your own. Considering their size, you're not even sure how you could. Besides, with the way his magic's bound up in the stars, your mother might need him present to undo it. Oh, is the mother gonna do it? Yeah, that was what... Yeah, literally, we're of the same mind, Rylan. You're not sure, and you're not going to take the risk of dragging the stars all the way to a roll without him. There's little point in trying to conceal your intentions from him, given what he knows already. You're sure he'd guess it anyway, if you said if it was somewhere you had to take the stars. You glance at him again and decide how to begin. 1. Only the sorceress can fix this. We're going to her. 2. Good news. I know someone who can put this right. Bad news. You don't like her very much. 3. I'm not any happier about this than you are, but we're going to have to go to the sorceress. There's too many S's in that. Like... 4. We have to restore the stars to the sorceress. She can fix this, and besides, she's the rightful owner. 5. Ray, I'm so sorry. But you're gonna have to die by the sorceress. But only the sorceress can save Callisto now. Two. I mean, shouldn't anyone look at any of us with horror and hope? And that's what we should all strive to have others look at us like. With horror and hope. Hey, Stinky? Yeah? Well, he's not stinky, he's currently cleaning himself. I would say that's probably the opposite of stinky. Good boy! Two? Okay, two. Good news, I know someone who can put this right. Bad news, you don't like her very much. Are there four? No, there's five. Renard freezes, and then his expression turns dark and rigid with anger. Also how we should strive for others to view us. The thought crosses your mind that he looks even more like M than usual. So I'm guessing Renard is their biological father then. I should have known, he says tightly. This was always going to be your intention the moment that article arrived this morning. I should have had you thrown in the dungeons. I would have broke out. Should have seen it done myself, I mean. He gives a bitter laugh. Imagine if I'd gone to clap you in irons this morning instead of coming down here. Imagine what a different place this city would be. Yeah, well, you didn't. No, it's the meme. But you didn't. My intentions don't enter into it, you say, striving to keep your voice even. I can't fix this. You can't fix this. We could go to the Grim Reminders and have them try one by one if you like. But you know as well as I do that there's one person who can absolutely put this right. One way to be certain the storm won't rise up again. Denying it is wasting time. And, pardon me, Callisto can't wait right now. Going to the sorceress is the last way to make certain a storm won't rise up again. Pardon me. Bernard snaps. But you can see his posture is wilting, just a bit. You're certain? Everything she taught you? There's no other way? He shakes his head. What am I saying? Of course she taught you. There's no other way. Yeah, that makes sense. We just have to bring the stars there. What happens to them after? That is still up to us. It doesn't matter whether you mean it. Last hope or not, Bernard won't go if he thinks he's surrendering the stars to the sorceress for good. After a pause, Renard scrubs a hand over his face. He suddenly looks more than scared or furious or desperate, just very tired. It would be useful to know where she's hidden herself, he mutters, gathering intelligence. And she's weaker now? She must be, or she never would have stayed in hiding this long. Fine, we'll go to her. But any truce we have truce we have lasts only until the moment this is put to rest. 1. Thank you, Renard. 2. Then let's go now. 3. She's not what you think she is, you know. Not... My drink is in the way. Not when you haven't forced her back to a wall. 4. I'm on your side, Ray. If there's anything I can do to earn your trust, tell me and it's done. Murder your mother. 5. Honestly, getting her to agree to a truce with you won't be easy either. Can Vivian come along with us? Free or 1? 2. Those are 3 very different answers. 2, okay. Majority, 2 wins. Then let's go now, so we can get back and spend time with Vivian. Yes, I'm sure you don't want to waste any time getting back to her, Renard says dryly. He turns sharply back toward the winding corridor. Come with me, if you want to live. I'll need your help again. I don't know where make was in that sentence. The darkness of the tunnels is startling. Words are hard. When you've spent so long staring at the brightness of the stars. When Renard steps into the hallway, he all but disappears. You chase after him and find him pacing some distance away, running his hands up and down the earthen wall. Where is it? Always takes a moment. Ah, there. Renard sticks his hand into a crevice and you hear something slide into place. Then, with a grunt of exertion, he shoves the whole wall aside. You catch up with him to find another long tunnel stretching ahead of you, indistinguishable from others, except that it was buried in the wall. Leads all the way out of town. Didn't find it until earlier this year. Nice. Renard says, panting slightly. I don't think it's even magic hiding it, aside from the magic that runs everywhere down here. There's some kind of hidden mechanism. There's a lot of words, okay? There's a lot of words. If I was doing it silently, it'd be much easier. You've seen a number of those before. In Baz's home. Dun dun dun. Daddy. Daddy cool. Coffee. Daddy cool. I didn't know what I'd do with the stars before I found it, Renard adds. I can't get back to the lift, so there was no hope of putting them back where people expect. I left it at the top of the tower to ensure no one found it at the bottom. I told you that, and I'm not all that confident I could get back up there the way I did 20 years ago. Besides, the dagger's quite old. I don't know if the blood would still work, but once I found this passage, I figured I'd form a trusted group to obfuscate the details of the expedition to recover them, then bring them through here, out of the city, into the site where we expect the Gravedigger's star. He casts you a sidelong glance. I hope you understand that I truly do intend to bury them. I never intended anything else. 1. Of course. 2. Keep telling yourself that. 3. A trusted group. Is that why you appointed captain, because you knew they wouldn't question what you got up to down here? 4. This must be I'm not gonna lie, he's sounding a lot like a dictator himself right now, if that's actually, he's consolidating power right now. That's what he's doing. And he's dismissing the intelligence of other people and questioning his decisions. 4. This must be the passage the sorceress took when she fled her tomb. 5. Oh, the lift isn't at the top anymore. I left it in the climbing shaft where I came down the tower myself. I kind of want to say 5. Just to be like, yeah, I did that. I mean, that's your problem now, not mine. Also, if you hear noises, it's because I play with my hair a lot. I'm sorry if that makes noises. It's very self-soothing. 2. Like Elgranan? Yeah, exactly. He's surrounding himself with yes men and other such. Except for Elgranan did it better. Elgranan did it sexily. And actually quite successfully when you think about it. 2. Okay. Keep telling yourself that. Renard makes an aggrieved noise. What's an aggrieved noise? More like, I don't know how many times. Let me do a whiny voice too. I don't know how many times I have to say that I want nothing to do with the stars. Nah. What will it take for you to believe me? Literally nothing. Probably for you not to have stolen them. Yeah. You say. It was the lesser evil, Renard insists. What happened today was horrific and unnecessary and my fault entirely. Nah. But keeping them hidden in the first place was the right thing to do. Was it? You ask. In 22 years, has anyone reached the top of the tower? Would anyone have successfully taken them if you'd left them there? You leave yourself out of consideration for the moment. Because that ruins the argument. Renard flinches but says, the risk was worth avoiding regardless. Besides, who's to say? If they were so skilled as to climb the tower successfully, perhaps we never found out, and may consider their story too unlikely to be believed. Turning aside, Renard steps into the hidden passageway further along, and is a chamber curving out to the side. There's some debris strewn across the floor, old rotting boxes, scraps of fabric. Did your parents store things here for their flight from Calestri? You don't have much time to contemplate before you're distracted by the room's centerpiece, a large wooden cart. I managed to bring this down a while back, Renard says. I knew I'd need something to transport the stars eventually. He glances back at you. Did he just set up a cart in a tunnel, kind of like an IKEA set? Just... I want to believe that's what happened. Just him struggling over all the individual pieces. He glances back at you and nods toward the tomb. Between you and Renard, it's surprisingly easy to transport the stars to the cart. They're light for their size, unnaturally so, though they're still large enough that you couldn't just carry them away. They've recovered their expected warmth by now. Not quite too hot to the touch. Not quite too hot to touch, and their light has dimmed to a faint silver glow. Their power thrums beneath your fingertips, but the hypnotic pull from before is gone. Once all 5 of the stars are settled in the cart, Renard pulls out a dark cloth and flings it across them. It's more than thick enough to conceal their remaining light. I wish I had curtains like that. There are travelling supplies tucked in the back of the car and a hooded cloak that Renard throws on. I'm afraid we'll have to pull it ourselves for the moment. He says, checking that the stars are fully covered. We ought to be able to hire a horse. Yay! What are we calling the horse? When we get out of the city, assuming things are calmer there. He swallows. Is Elgranan the bad guy? Okay, what is this? What? Yeah, Renard needs to be put down. Unlike Elgranan, that needs to be put up, I guess. On a pedestal? I don't know. Looks good while being... Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Renard could also be attractive. It's just that it's in text form. Is Elgranan the bad guy? Elgranan was just doing what he thought was right. Just like Solus. Just like Zara and her bloodbath. Just like Corypheus being angry that gods kind of went, nah. Joe? Oh, okay, we're calling the horse Joe. Say we get bees and throw them at Renard. Bees! depending on the story. Yeah, okay. Fantastic. Oh, there's 4 options. Fantastic. Give me a sec. 4. There we go. Are we really gonna pull the, like, wasn't it like a week-long journey to get to a role with a horse? Or rather with like a horse-drawn carriage? And I assume it's got more than 1 horse? Like, it's gonna take a while. The 2 of you can pull the cart at a slow but steady pace. It's far more labour than you're accustomed to. You're quickly exhausted, but there's nothing to do but press on. At your side, Bernard is soon panting for breath, but voices no complaints. Make him do all the heavy lifting. This is how we win. As you get farther from the tower, the tunnel slopes upward. The farther you go, the more certain you are that the storm really is finished. There's no rain pounding against the roads above you, though you do sometimes hear rapid footsteps and faint shouted commands. At long last, the tunnel comes to a halt. Nothing before you but another rough wall of earth. For a moment, you're afraid that Renard chose the wrong path. But then he steps forward, wipes the sweat from his brow, and starts running his hands over the wall, making love to the earth. In a moment, he's uncovered another hidden mechanism, and the door slides open, filling your vision with searing light. You emerge from the hillside, stumbling on the bushes and brambles that conceal the cavern. You'd wager it's mid-afternoon or early evening. The skies ahead of you are darkening, but that comes early this time of year. Behind you is Calestri. It looks as the city always does near sunset, as you've seen it out carriage windows before. You're sure that the city proper is still in chaos, people searching for loved ones and struggling to repair the damage. But you can't see any of that from here. Mud covers the road ahead of you. So the rain must have stretched this far. So the rain must have stretched this far once. But now the skies around you are clear. Bernard looks at the city and releases a huge breath, falling against the cart in relief, but he only allows himself a moment before standing and turning back toward the road. He hasn't spoken since you loaded the cart. 1. It wasn't your fault, you know. It was a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. 2. You're welcome, by the way. 3. Look at it this way. You gave people something to talk about. 4. I don't break the silence. We have work to do. Elgrenand is a little guy. Okay, no. Elgrenand is not a little guy. Have you seen how big that man is? He's quite a large lad. Let's see. Tie. Sip, sip, sip. He's quite a significant boy. The last option's cut off. Oh no! Why are you doing this? There. Is that better? It'll catch up on thing. I don't know why it's done that. There, you can see it now. Shank him down and put him... I would... You know what? I need that. I would love to shrink him down and put him in my pocket. In fact, better yet, let's get a... make a little, like, charm bracelet or something. Oh, that'd be cute actually. A charm bracelet, but with all of the gods' like head symbols on them. That'd be so cute. Yeah, I think it looks better. If it's off center, just let me know, because I'm having to like reshape the size of the screen for some reason. I don't understand. Anyway, oh boy, a freeway tie. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get out my dice. Where's the 40? Come here, you. Okay. 1, 2, and 4 it was. Okay. It was number 4 that won. I know, because it's got the little wolf symbol on it. Woohoo! Four. Don't break the silence. We have work to do. Eesh. Almost in unison, you and Richard lift your... Richard? Richard! You and Renard lift your sides off of the... Wait. Lift your sides of the car again. Oh my goodness. You press... God bless anyone that has to learn English as a second language, because I hate English. Off of... Richard? I don't understand. You press on down the muddy path. It's quiet out here. If anyone managed to flee Calestri, it must have been earlier in the day, and no one is going toward the city. You aren't headed in quite the right direction for a roll. You'll need to turn eventually. But for the moment, Renard is focused on finding the closest settlement. It's almost completely dark before you come to a small village. Renard signals a halt near the copse of the trees on the outskirts. His breath is coming in rapid puffs. Poor old man. And even in the fading light, you can see that his face is flushed so red it's nearly purple. Calm down, old man. I'll go in. Hire a horse, he pants. I'll go in. Hire a horse. We ought to carry on for the night. No time to waste. He sways and collapses in a heap of... Richard! Renard! Collapses in a heap against the base of a tree, still conscious but gasping for air. He looks... I bet he's faking it, so we have to go do it. He doesn't look like he's in any state to go into town and hire a horse, or to keep travelling through the night. You're coated in sweat and feel nearly as weary as he looks. But you manage to keep your feet. 1. Maybe we ought to find an inn too. You look like you could use a bed. 2. You know, I bet the stars could rid of some of those aches and pains. 3. We can't keep going like this. But it's not safe to bring the cart into town. Do you have camping supplies? 4. This is pathetic, old man. Weren't you a soldier? 5. I should leave you here and take the stars for myself. It's an empty threat, but I want to make it. Yes. Change of vote. Oh no. Well. English is a terrible language. Ugh. I can't believe I have to speak it. I can't believe I was born in Scotland. Ew. Well, more so the UK, wouldn't it be? Because, whatever. The pocket of an wrist, 10 out of 10. You know, I don't know if you guys know what Polly Pockets are. You know, Polly. Yeah, I'm gonna post a picture in the Discord. There, I won't go hunting for images because we need to continue with the stream, but it's tabbed and I'll remember. Free. Okay, number 3. 1, 2, 3. We can't keep going like this, but it's not safe to bring the cart into town. Do you have camping supplies? Renard wheezes contemplatively. Fine, yes, tent in the cart. When Renard can string a string of full sentence together, he agrees that you'll go into town to find a horse, and he'll keep watch over the cart and set up the tent. He can't find the sorceress without you, and he's clearly too terrified to use the stars again, so leaving him alone with them doesn't feel like too big of a risk. Besides, you doubt he'll ever manage to stand up by the time you get back, let alone actually set up a tent. He's a liability. He's useless. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Doesn't... Yeah, no. There are advantages to speaking English, but also just... What a tedious fucking language. So many words. Anyway, sip. Where was I? The town is quiet. Oh yeah, we're going into town. Shopping. The town is quiet. The darkening streets almost empty. It's small enough that it takes you no time at all to locate a stable. When you knock on the door, a girl around 16 or 17 emerges and begins a polite offer, presuming to show you to the stalls of the horses for hire. Aw, where's Joe? Could I get a pic, Joe? But her jaw drops before she finished the sentence. Stars above look at you, she says. Have you come from Calistri? You can't figure out how she knows that just by looking at you until you glance down and realise you're covered nearly head to toe in mud. Your desperate flight with the stars didn't afford you much time to freshen up after slogging your way through flooded streets all morning. Though at least you're relatively dry by now. I didn't think people were getting out of the city anymore. We haven't seen anyone since midday, the girl says, leaning forward in excitement. One of the last ones who came through the town said the Sublime Guard was trying to keep anyone from leaving until they knew who caused the storm. Well, it sounded like it may have been too dangerous for anyone to travel anyway. But you did it. You escaped. Is it really over? That pillar of darkness on the horizon is gone now, but Ma says that would happen for a while, sometimes in the war too, and it didn't mean the sorceress was done. What's going on in there? From her obvious eagerness, you strongly suspect she'll be spreading whatever you say to her, whatever you say to her around this town, if not all the way to Calistri itself. Oh boy. 1. I tell her seriously that the Assembly has the situation under control and she shouldn't gossip. 2. Leaving out the full story, I tell her that I've been chosen for a secret mission with Renard Ghislaine and we're putting things right. 3. Eagerly joining her gossip, I hint that Renard Ghislaine might be responsible for this. Spreading rumours now will help me accuse him later. 4. I tell her to be careful because Calistri is in total chaos and her town could be next. I'm coming for you next, little lady. Your town, dead. And so, shh. 5. I tell her to forget the storm and start preparing to receive the sorceress in her accustomed style. Because she's coming back, baby. Oh, thank you, Shauna. That's so nice. Yeah. I don't think I have dyslexia, but I hear it's a bitch to deal with. Dutch grammar and spelling. Oh. Yeah, I can only imagine. If I ever learn an actual second language, yep, I'll probably start noticing it. 1, 3, and 5, those are completely different things. Give me a sec. Alright, 1, 3, 5. Oh, 5. Oh, cry. Crikey. Well, it's D4. I'll just use this 3 and ignore one of the numbers. 1, 3, 5. Right. It was number 3. Number 3 1. Eagerly joining her gossip, I hint that Renard might be responsible. Okay. Spreading rumors will help me accuse him later. Teehee. The girl frowns. What, really? Doesn't seem right. Doesn't he hate the remnant stars? I know, it's weird. That's what everyone says. Don't see why he'd use them. She shakes her head, seeming to lose interest. Ugh. With that, she darts into a stall and returns with a pale brown horse and tag. Come on, Joe. We're going to a roll. We're going to Joe roll. I'm terrible, sorry. You hand over the money Renard gave you and gate the horse out of the town. No matter the circumstances, best not to leave Renard on his own with the stars for too long. Back at the patch of trees, Renard has in fact recovered enough to set up his tent. Yay! Though he's on the ground again as you approached, head buried in his knees. Aww. You tie the horse to one of the trees nearby, and before you can say a word, Renard informs you that you'll be taking the first watch over the stars tonight. He crawls inside the tent to sleep. Aw, he's just an old man. Sleepy old man. For all... Is there 4? There's 4 options! Woohoo! For all that you're fleeing Calestri, for all that you're fleeing Calestri with Renard Ghislaine and the remnant stars buried under a tarp. The next day feels nearly normal when you compare it to the previous one. Sitting on the cart with Renard, there are moments when, if you close your eyes, you could almost be on one of the carriages that have taken you between Arol and Calestri in the past. Your pace is slower and more uneven, and Renard is clearly more tormented than any carriage driver you've known. But all 2 of them. But staring at the autumn horizon, it's easy to forget what you're hauling behind you and who's waiting in the mountains ahead. You don't think Renard has forgotten any of it. He's as quiet as he was yesterday afternoon, the urge to confess his crime seemingly having left him once you exited the tunnels. But his posture is uncomfortably stiff, his jaw set, his eyes hardened and bleak. He never looks back at your cargo, only forward toward your destination. 1. I pull my knowledge with his to determine how we can fight the Empress, if necessary. He knew her then, and I know her now. 2. I feed him lies about my mother, so she and I can take him down. He knows her, so I'll need to be creative to fool him. 3. I just talked to him. He seemed to need that yesterday. It should make him trust me more. 4. I slip back to the stars and try to take another sliver for myself, though Richard will be suspicious if he notices. Yeah, jumping back into the back of the cart and playing with the stars will definitely go unnoticed. Scroll up. That's actually the top of the screen. Let me just see. Give it a wee sec. There's a bit of a delay. There we go. probably center that a bit better, actually. Let me just... There. Oh. Are you sure? Because the stream looks fine on stream for me. Yeah, I'll move it all the way down. There. To make sure you can read it. Yeah, but half the screen is going to be a bit... is it better? Okay. Let me just... Yeah, that should be okay. Give it a sec to catch up with stream. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. What were the answers? All free for free. Okay. Yeah, let's just talk to him. We're nice guys. We're pretty chill. I just talked to him. He seems to need that. He seemed to need that yesterday. It should make him trust me more. Woohoo. Another 4. Woohoo. Yeah, if there are any issues with the stream, just, yeah, let me know in chat, and I can see if it's something going on. Isn't there anything else you want to say? You ask him. Once the quiet has stretched through most of the morning about any of this, Renard gives you a sidelong glance. I believe I said quite enough yesterday, and it seemed like a relief, you point out. You've been carrying all this alone for a long time. He turns back toward the road. His expression is unchanged, but you think his shoulders have relaxed just a bit. What did you still want to know? 1. Em and Nobu don't know anything about this, do they? 2. What's your end goal for all of this? 3. Are you ever going to confess what you've done? 4. What was the Sempress? What was the sorceress like when you knew her? The Sempress, or I don't know. Literally the opposite of what she is. Can one self-simp? Is that a thing? Probably. Okay. Number 4 seems to have won. What was the sorceress like when you knew her? Renard frowns. Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. Right, Renard frowns. I don't see why you'd need to ask me that. It seems like you'd know her better than I ever did. What I know is that she's different now than she used to be, you say. So I want to know what that was like. He goes quiet for long enough that you don't think he's going to answer, but at last he says, if you want to know what she was like, personally, to the extent that you can personally know someone who isn't a person, then I don't think I'm your man. My parents were administrators for her, but we didn't live in the tower. They'd go there to work, which I believe mostly meant agreeing with everything the sorceress said so she wouldn't hurt them. But they never brought us along, afraid we'd act out and draw her wrath to them. Which was all they really cared about. They did move into the tower just before the war began, like most of her loyalists, but by then my sisters and I were living with the Mardens. And I told you before that we hardly saw her during the war, just her magic, from a distance. I know my father once somehow gathered the courage to suggest that she stopped flooding districts that had surrendered to her, and her lightning struck him down where he stood. And I know that when we did face her atop the tower, she was a cornered beast. I'm not sure she even spoke a word to any of us, just fought to kill, and largely succeeded. 1. So your mortal enemy is a woman you know nothing about. Not really. 2. Is that story about your father true? It sounds unlikely. 3. Why were you living with the Mardens? 4. Yes, that sounds like what I know of her too. 5. You're not sure she spoke a word? You think... I'd think you'd remember. Isn't it? Yeah, Narcissus was one of the gods who saw his own reflection and fell in love with it. Which is where the term narcissist comes from. Was it even a god, or was it just some random person that was just like, oh, me, nice? I'd have to look that up. 1 or 2, or 1. 1 or 2. Oh, okay. I think 1 is winning it by technicality. So your mortal enemy is a woman you know nothing about. Not really. That's what you took from that? Bernard asks in disbelief. I know a great deal about her. I know what she did to Calestri. What else is there to know? You don't know her motivations. This sounds like me when I'm trying to defend Solus. Killed a lot of people. What? You don't know her motivations, you say. You never asked her why. She very rarely gave us the chance, Renard snaps. The days on the road pass in something of a blur. You can no longer see Calestri in the distance, but other travellers confirm that the storm hasn't yet started up again. You lack the experience and equipment to travel as quickly as the coachers that brought you between Arol and Calestri before. But you make the best time you can. You skirt around Arol as you... Oh yeah, we're about to mirror. As you have every settlement you've passed since the first. Though you do duck into town to find another stable to board your horse. The road to your mother's cave is too steep and rocky for a horse to climb. You'll be lucky to drag the cart up there yourselves, but there's no way around that. When you return to where you left the cart at Renard, you find him pale and shaking in a way he hasn't been since you first found him in the tunnels. She's really up there, he asks, staring at the path you indicated. I've been to this town 3 or 4 times since the war. She was, what, an hour away each time? Yeah. 1, she was. Shall we go? 2, don't worry, she won't be excited to see you either. 3, maybe I should go ahead and warn her. That might be safest for everyone. 4, I'm sorry that this is the only way. I wish I could have done more myself. 5, if you're frightened, we should just get this over with. That's what I'd do. That's what I do. That's the problem. Like, I don't... The mother, I do think to a degree she has kind of lost her marbles. But also, like, I do also understand her motivations. I don't think she's purely, like, chaotic evil, if that makes sense. Or even... maybe not even lawful evil. I think she might just be, like, neutral. If Compassion still likes Solus and thinks he's worthy of saving. Yeah, no, I agree. It's just weird that Veilguard did a lot to give... I'm not going to finish that sentence, but yeah. Everything terrible that's ever happened is Solus's fault. Free or four? Free. Four. That's... Yeah. I mean, that's what kind of makes any kind of good villain, though. The fact that you can maybe not agree with the things they've done, but you at least understand them. I think that's just a lot with villains nowadays. They don't need, like, a sympathetic backstory or anything. You just need to, like, a purely evil character, and I'm gonna go to the Puss in Boots movie. The one with the star. The recent one. Where, what was it? Big Jack Horner? Like, purely evil, but you can completely understand why he acts the way he does. And he's still a good villain. He's not sympathetic in any way. You still, yeah, fair. I mean, didn't she say, like, her entire family betrayed her? Or something like that, so she trusts literally no one? Yeah, anyway, 3 or 4, 3 and 4. That, okay, between 3 and 4. Let me get the coin out. Ooh, fun. 3 is heads, 4 is tails. It's heads. Number 3. Maybe I should go ahead and warn her. That might be safest for everyone. Okay. And give you and your mother a chance to conspire against me? I think not. Renard says sharply. He lifts one side of the cart and gestures for you to grab the other, and together you start the climb. Lugging the cart up the mountainside is laborious enough that neither of you has the breath to speak. The ground is just starting to flatten out as you approach the cave's hidden entrance. Pardon me? When Renard's side of the cart suddenly clatters to the ground. You stumble, but manage to set your own side down without falling back down the mountainside. Turning to Renard, you find him frozen in his tracks, staring toward the place where you know the entrance is hidden. His face is dead white, the flush of exertion gone entirely. Stars, he whispers. Is that her? Is that what she looks like when she's not pretending to be one of us? Then you realise what Renard is staring at. Your mother has emerged from the cavern entrance. Her familiar silver-white glow illuminating the darkness behind her. Her features are as indistinct as ever. Her body... Oh, there's 4 options. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll read up in chat in a quick sec. Her features are indistinct. Her body, an uncanny humanoid shape against the wall of the cave. You can see the angles of her face shaping into a smile. But to Richard. Why do I keep calling him Richard? Renard. Got it. She must truly look like a spectre of the queen he once fought, more of a ghost than Vivian is. Morrigan, she calls. A joy you're not sure you've ever heard before in her voice. Morrigan, you did it. I felt them coming, every day getting closer. All these years I knew you'd do it, my Morrigan. I knew none of it was in vain. Then she stills. The shape of a smile drains away and her head turns slowly toward Renard. I was about to say Richard again, damn it. Her voice, when she speaks again, is very different. Morrigan, what is this man doing here? 1. I'm sorry, Mother. I had no choice. 2. Because he's ruined Calistri, Mother, just like you always knew he would. Strike him down now. 3. Don't pretend you don't know his name, Mother. I know you remember him. 5. 4? Yeah, what? 4. We wouldn't We wouldn't have come if we could have. We wouldn't have come if we could avoid it, Mother. He doesn't want to be here, and neither do I. Alright, chat. Okay. Still waiting to... Yeah. Alright, I forgot that from... I forget what you're referencing, because a lot is... I've said a lot. Yeah. Just talk. I feel like maybe we can... I'm sure it'll work out well. Maybe. Looks like 4 is when oh god. We're gonna just be like, Mom, I hate you. And do the finger nose thing, like, Mother's back. Ah, yeah. No, it's because it was a very quick scene in a very long chapter, I think. Right. 4 wins it. We wouldn't have come here if we could avoid it, Mother. He doesn't want to be here, and neither do I. Sure, it'll work out well. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's more so we've realised enough about the Mother that we don't want to actually give her the remnant stars, but we're forced to be here because we have no other solution to the storm is 100% going to come back. We haven't got any better outcome. So I don't think it's necessarily hate the mum, but more so we distrust her with the stars. There's a long frozen silence. I see, your mother says at last. Then come inside and tell me what was so dire as to move you to this. She lifts a hand, and with a rush of wind at your back, the remnant stars rise into the air, the cart falling to the ground. Renard makes a strangled noise in the back of his throat, but your mother pays no heed. She moves back into the cavern, the floating stars illuminating the darkness behind her. After a moment, you follow. Renard's unsteady footsteps trail behind you. At the top of the spiralling passageway to the sorceress's room, the stars are laid out in a perfect pentagon, with your mother seated in the centre. They nearly fill the chamber. There's hardly space for you and Renard to stand in the entrance. The sorceress's head is bent, her arms stretched out toward 2 of the stars, but touching neither. Without twitching another muscle, she looks up as you enter. You did well to bury his contamination as far as you did, she says to you. It would have held. Not forever, but until the gravedigger's star fell, I think. Renard takes a breath and his voice comes out as a snarl. Well, can you fix it? I permitted the stars to be brought into your presence for one reason and one reason alone. Because your child said you could fix this. Can you or can't you? Can I? There's a pause, and then the sorceress rises from the floor. She stalks forward past you and stops directly in front of Renard. Kill, kill, kill. I pulled that desperate catastrophe of yours from my stars while you were climbing the stairs, you thoughtless, grasping mortal little fool. Well. Oh, there's 4. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. You stretch your awareness toward the stars and are amazed at how quiet they are. Under your mother's influence, standing next to the stars feels no different than carrying one of their slithers. She really has stripped Renard's storm away, accomplishing in moments what you couldn't do in days. Renard sags against the wall. It's over? It's done? Yes. Your mother's voice is soft and menacing. What were you thinking, Ghislaine? No experience, no training? If Morganai hadn't intervened, you never would have been able to stop it. Though his face is still devoid of colour, Renard straightens with fury in his eyes. You dare to accuse me of anything? You did 1,000 times worse in the war. Yes, and I knew what I was doing. And why, and how to make it stop when the punishment fit. Your mother retorts I kind of love that response, I'm not gonna lie. Punishment, Renard scoffs. For 20 years, I've been in the nearest thing to your place that Calestri will ever see again, and there is nothing that would make me deal out that sort of punishment to my own people. The noise your mother makes may actually be a laugh. You've already done it. It was an accident, Renard insists. And now that I see that having knowingly done what I just did makes you even more a monster than I ever dreamed. To call yourself the leader of a nation and not understand the fullness of each action you take, the sorcerer says, makes you less than nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with... Except for when I did, murder and, oppression. I knew what I was doing. Oh, I don't want to agree with her, but she kind of has a point. One, you're right, Mother. Being a ruler means oppressing people and knowing you're doing it. Being a ruler means making hard choices and understanding them. Two, you're right, Renard. Being a ruler means keeping your people safe from harm, no matter the cost. I kind of want to slap both of them, honestly. Three, look, honestly, you've both made poor choices. Neither of you should have been determining things on your own. Four, this is a dangerous conversation. I'm absolutely not saying what I think. Yeah. If I'm agreeing with either of them, I think at least the mother knows how to stop what she's doing, and she's shown she can, to a degree, be reasoned with. Renard has no idea what he's doing. And can also be reasoned with, but, he's kind of useless. You both suck. They do both suck, though, and I think 3-1, so... Look, honestly, you've both made poor choices. Neither of you should be determining things on your own. I should. Yes, exactly, Renard says. That's why we have the assembly. You didn't act with the assembly, you point out. Oh my... What is that word? Unilaterally? Oh, that is a word and a half. You unilaterally hid the stars for 2 decades and then secretly used them for your own ends. Renard opens his mouth to retort, then closes it. Your mother says nothing, but you can tell when her silences are cold. There's 3 options. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. You never expected this meeting to go smoothly, but things are escalating even more quickly than you predicted. You didn't know how fast the sorceress would be able to put a stop to Renard's work with the stars. Pardon me? Say whatever you like, the sorceress announces, sweeping back into the centre of her pentagon. You're more irrelevant than you've ever been. The stars are mine again, and I'm taking them home. No, Renard says, straightening up. Your purpose is served. The stars are going to Calestra, yes, but only so they can be crushed to dust beneath the earth. And I swore 22 years ago that you would never set foot there again. Uh-oh. Your mother reaches out for the stars, and Renard advances. You're going to have to pick a side. Who do you believe should hold power in Calestri, and is that the same thing as holding the stars? 1. I stand with my mother. The stars are hers by right, and I'll ensure they return to her. 2. I stand with the Renard. The stars belong to Calestri, not with my mother, even if what happens from there is still uncertain. 3. I don't stand with either of them. I'm taking the stars for myself. I mean, keep in mind, we did actually, like, set up, we're gonna throw Renard in jail later. We set that up as a possibility. So we can do, I think this is more a setup of what, it's not the final answer, but it is a answer. Although I'm gonna say that I think number 3 is 1. Okay, number 3 it is. I don't stand with either of them. I'm taking just mine. Run. Your plan so far has been to leave Calestria under the rule of its people, and that doesn't have to change. It's just that you're a better custodian of the stars than Renard has proven himself to be. You step forward past your mother and into the pentagon the stars have formed. You're both mistaken, you announce, laying your hand on the nearest glowing stone. Neither of you will be taking the remnant stars. I will. Renard stares at you, and the sorcerer turns slowly to do the same. You can't, Renard says. No one's taking them. No one should have them. I'm taking them back to Calestria, and the only time anyone touches them again will be to transport them to... He cuts himself off with a gasp as your mother rushes at you. Uh-oh. She stops just short of touching you, and you can see the fury in her brow, even if you can't make out the details of her face. This, now, at the end, she hisses. When I've given you everything, when we've won, now you betray me? 1. I suppose that is what's happening, yes. 2. You haven't given me anything. Nothing I wanted, nothing I asked for. 3. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. 4. No, listen to me. I have to do this. But this isn't the end of our plans. 5. What are you going to do, Mother? Would you really hurt me? I kind of want to... I'm not gonna lie. Go on then. Come at me. What are you gonna do? What are you actually gonna do? And then she kills us. Oh. Oh, this is damn fine coffee. 4, 2. It's the final countdown to Linden. Da 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 da. Number 2 is the winner. Okay, number 2. You haven't given me anything. Nothing I wanted, nothing I asked for. Your mother gives you a wordless cry of rage. You're not sure she even heard you. She lifts her hands into the air, and lightning crackles between them as thunder booms. Though she doesn't direct it at you just yet. Even as her magic flares to life, you see her shoulders slump. The stars are restoring her, but they're not finished. She hasn't regained all her strength, and you'll want to deal with her before she does. Even in her current state, fighting her will be a challenge. Renard is still standing in the doorway, but you'll have to worry about him afterward. 1. I'll fight her because I have to, but I don't really want to hurt her. 2. I'll fight her, and I don't care how much I hurt her. Though I doubt it's possible to kill her here and now. 3. I don't want to fight her. I'll try to talk her into letting me leave with the stars. What are you guys gonna do? You know, hold that thought. I'm gonna do a poll. Oh, but you're just... if you're typing them in the chat, that's fine. Never mind. 3, yeah? Are we gonna talk our way out of this situation with 65% rhetoric? Okay. I think 2 out of 3 is gonna win it. Okay, I don't want to fight her. I'll try to talk her into letting me leave with the stars. Mama just killed a man. Mother, listen to me. You say, taking a slow, even steps backward toward the something. Never mind. taking slow, even steps backward as she advances on you. I don't want to hurt you. Will you please let me explain? There is nothing you could say to justify your betrayal, your mother says. She doesn't so much as flinch, just stalks towards you with lightning burning in her hands. Renard is quietly backing away. Fury still burns in his eyes, but he's not going to risk stepping between you with this much lightning in the air. Whatever you're going to say to change your mother's mind, you need to do it right now. Are you guys ready for the biggest decision of your lives? 1. I convince her that this is just another step in her plan. I've prepared Calestri for her return, but we can't rush things now. 2. I remind her of the horrors she once caused. Doesn't she regret those now? Does she think she can be trusted with the stars again? 3. I know she won't hurt me. She's my mother. She loves me. I tell her how beloved I am in Calestri. She has no chance of regaining the people's loyalty, but I do. 5. I tell her what a fool she would be to oppose me. I've bent Calestri to my will. I can bend her too. Two or 4, yeah. Sip, sip, sip. If we die here, we can be... No, because we'll just die, surely. Like, we're not immortal. We brought Vivian back. He's gonna be by himself for eternity. If we die here. 2 or 4, 2 or 4. I think 2 is winning it. Purely because it was mentioned more often. I remind her of the horrors she once caused. Doesn't she regret those now? Does she think she can be trusted with the stars again? Are you guys sure? Are you guys sure, or do you want me to do a dice roll, a coin flip? Because I actually don't know if we're gonna die here or not, because we might. Actually, is that... Oh! I was wondering, I picked sepia as the colour scheme instead of white, so I guess that's where that colour comes in. So it won't be grey. Okay, never mind. Can we die? You can die at any point, I'm pretty sure. I think this is one of the games where the player character can just die. Hi, baby. Hi. Stretchy boy. Yeah? I love you. What would you pick? Yeah? Okay, I guess 2 is winning it. I remind her of the horrors she once caused. Doesn't she regret those now? Does she think she can be trusted with the stars again? Mother, think about what you're doing, you plead, meeting the spot in her face where you know eyes are buried beneath the light. Think about what you've done, the disasters Renard caused. Buried light. The disaster Bernard caused that you had to stop just now. You used to do so much worse than that. I know that isn't what you really want. What will you do if you hold the stars again? Can you trust yourself not to hurt people? The sorceress's advance comes in unsteadily to a halt. They are mine, she says, and you aren't certain if she means the stars or the people. You've lived for centuries, you tell her. You must have seen times when people had to make sacrifices for the greater good. I know the war was frightening, you were hurt, and you hurt people in return. But the war is over now. Calestri is at peace. And what would your charging back with the stars do but start the war anew? Is that what's best for anyone? Is that what you want? There's a thud and for a moment you think your mother has collapsed. Then you see that she's just sitting down, cross-legged. It's just, okay. Her hands on her temples. The fight seems to have drained out of her. I want to keep them safe, she says restlessly. For the first time you can recall in your life. Perhaps for the first time in several centuries, she sounds something close to young. Everyone. That's all I ever wanted. I don't understand why they won't let me keep them safe. Would you like me to explain it to you? Renard says, with viciousness and... Richard, fuck off. But you lift a hand to... Yeah, exactly. You lift a hand to stop him, though he continues glowering at you and your mother in turn. He steps back. The sorceress hardly seems to have heard him, and you press your advantage. Going back like this wouldn't keep anyone safe, you assure her. You know it wouldn't. Your mother presses a hand... Go away. Your mother presses a hand to her chest, and as though she's in pain. I can't abandon my people, you know that. But if you go first, if you prepare the way, you will do that, won't you? You'll keep everyone safe? You nod, which seems like the simplest way to avoid the details of what she actually means by prepare the way. She drops her head briefly into her hands, then surfaces to raise her eyes to yours. I will let you go, Morrigan. I will let you bear the stars home for me. But I very much fear that he will not. The sorceress tilts her... Yes, murder! The sorceress tilts her head to the side, nodding toward Renard. You can't do this, Morrigan, he says. You have my thanks for keeping the stars out of her hands, but no one can be allowed to wield them. Certainly not you. Do the right thing and stand down. Kill, kill, kill. The sorceress is watching you carefully, still as a statue. She's standing aside for now, but she doesn't intend to offer you any help. She's tested you before, ordered you to prove your worthiness, but the stakes were never quite so high. Well, yeah, I'll let you guys just put it in chat. I'll have to fight Renard, but only to make him stand aside. I don't want to kill him. Oh, I can kill him. 2. I'll fight Renard and fight to kill. It's as good a chance as any to remove a complication. 3. I don't want to fight. I can convince Renard to let me go. Guys, please don't pick kill, because I think they'll actually lead to complications later on. Let's not kill him for real. I mean, I know I'm like vicious and merciless and stuff, but for real, let's not actually kill a man that's just doing what he thinks is right. 1, okay. 3, okay. Deciding vote. Okay. I mean, I kind of... I don't think it'll do it, but in my head I imagine like trying to convince Renard we're just gonna go, right, so, Renard! Because he's been doing that to us for like who knows how long. Ugh. Free. I think Free's winning it. Come on, pacifists, let's go. Pacifism is the way. And this'll prove it to everyone. You don't have to do this, Ray, you say, staring into his hard-set eyes. I have no quarrel with you, and I'm not out to hurt anyone. Just let me go. It's not about you or me, Morrigan, says Renard, taking a deep breath as he returns your gaze. Thank you, I didn't know where they went. I think... What is it, baby? What is it? Aww, Flop? Yeah? Fluffy boy. Fluffy. Fluffy kitty. Good boy. He's tearing up my carpet. Kiddo's name. That's sweet. Morgan's such a good name. Well, we picked Morgan because of Dragon Age. Because she was also the daughter of a sorceress slash goddess. And it just kind of fit. But yeah, Morgan's a sweet name. Where was I? I think the cat interrupted me. Ah, sorry about the noise. I hurt my knee. Ah. I'm okay. I'm just an idiot. Where was I? It's not about you or me, Morgan, says Renard, taking a deep breath as he returns your gaze. I think you know that. It's about Calestri, for my city's sake. I can't let anyone walk out of here with the intent of using those things. You're going to need a stronger argument. 1. I just ask him to understand that I can't trust him with the stars. He respects me. I don't think he does. I think we're going to need to look at the stats page, but I'll read them out first and then we'll go back to stats. He respects me and he knows he's made mistakes. I don't think he likes us. 2. I remind him that the naturalists and their ideals are losing power. Even if he gets the stars, it won't go how he thinks. 3. I ask him if he really thinks he can keep the stars from the grim reminders, as powerful as they are in Calestri. 4. I convince him I really am the best person to take the stars. I've only ever done what's best for Calestri. 5. I tell him I'll destroy his name in Calestri if he takes the stars. I'll tell his full story. He needs to believe I would. Okay, let's see what we're at. Family secret, so it doesn't matter. Aw, we're not a tyrant. Benevolent mother. Yay. The naturalists are actually doing quite well, so we don't want to use that argument. The grim reminders are quite powerful though, so we might actually win the argument by saying the grim reminders will come and do their thing. I think. I'll need to look back on what the choice was. Yeah, Renard hates us. So I think our best one is to use the grim reminders or threaten him. What's our threat? Strength, grace, ingenuity, resolve, rhetoric, and art. We're quite good in arguments. We're not very strong at all though. So what was the... Ask him if he really thinks we can keep the stars from the grim reminders as powerful as they are in Calestri. Yeah, I think that's our best argument. That or I'll destroy his name, but even then I don't know if that'll work. Maybe for... Yeah, okay, final choice time. Decide time. Free. Free. Okay. I think free is winning it. Okay. Let's go with free then. I ask him if he really thinks he can keep the stars from the grim reminders, as powerful as they are in Calestri. I got my fingers and toes crossed for this one. Think about this, Ray, you say. What's going to happen if you bring the stars back to Calestri? I know you think you'll hide them, and that they'll be buried at the end of the year, but are you really going to make it that far? I don't see why not. I mean, all your plans have worked out perfectly so far, Renard says coolly. I've made it far enough already. The grim reminders, Ray, you tell him. They've been climbing in power since I came to the city. Do you think they don't have people in the tower? Do you think they couldn't find the tunnels if they put their minds to it? Yeah, because we let Vivian do whatever the hell he wanted. So they could. Do you know that they haven't... They haven't already? Besides, Aside from us, they're the people in the city who know the most about the stars. They've got the best chance of figuring out what you've done. They won't let you bury that story, and they won't let you bury the stars. So think about what your actual options are here. Would you rather get the stars to them or to me? At least I know what I'm doing. Boom. Uh-oh. You're not seeing those options. Spoilery. Renard is silent, but you can see his throat working. Work it, and it's just like doing the frog-ing. You know, ribbit. At last he says, sometimes I wish Vivian Grimaldi had never been born. I suppose that's the one thing your mother and I have in common. People like to lay the revolution at his feet, but we'd have risen up regardless, and the reminders would never have gotten as far as they have without his name to parade around. All right, Morgan, fine. You over them. Yay! Behind you, the sorceress sighs. You realise you'd almost forgotten she was there. No, Morrigan, she says. She sounds weary, and you wonder if the energy the stars gave her is fading, or if you're simply exhausting her. If you mean to take my stars away, let me teach you one final lesson. Mortals die. This man in particular, and they never surrender, not when they've decided they've been wronged. It's seductive, the idea that you can talk them into reason, into peace. But you can't. You have to cut the problem out at the root. You open your mouth to reply, but your mother is already advancing on Renard, lightning dancing up one of her arms. Renard sees your mother coming and freezes in place. His purpose evidently forgotten as the decades-old fear creeps over his face. He's in no state to defend himself, and the sorceress has been telling you for as long as you can remember that not killing him sooner is her biggest regret. There's no doubt in your mind that she means to remedy that mistake now, unless you can find a way to stop her. Stab time! 1. I'll let her kill him. Her gratitude will be worth it. 2. I'll let her kill him. And while she's distracted, I'll take the stars and run. 3. No, I can't let her do this. I have to try and stop her. What do you guys want to do? I mean, maybe. I feel like we're still getting out of here with the stars, regardless of the outcome. So either I don't think much changes except for what might happen in future. We stop her by just, I don't know. Can we just hit her over the head with one of the star fragments or something? So we're gonna try and, I'll let you guys figure it out. I'm gonna let the cat out of the room. You want out, baby? Do you want out? Yeah? You say hi? Yeah. Good boy. Go on now. Go be free. Bye-bye. Did you guys hear him meow? Yeah. He's a very vocal boy. Free. Okay, we'll pick free. We'll try and convince her. I don't know if it'll work a third time, but I can't wait to re-listen to this part of the stream so I can hear what you guys heard. No, I can't let her do this. I have to try to stop her. Oh boy. Yay, I'm glad you guys heard him. He's a good boy. It's hard enough to keep your mother from doing anything she wants to do, let alone something she's dreamed of doing nightly for decades. How are you going to stop this? Did you guys think this far ahead? I mean, surely you gotta... Yeah, I would agree. The rhetoric has got to go up so high. Right. Right. I'll allow her to keep the stars for now if she lets us go. No, no, no. Not after. Oh. Oh boy. Right, 2. I ask her to spare him for my sake. I've betrayed her, but hopefully she still has some love left for me. 3. I throw myself in front of Renard and refuse to flinch. She won't be able to kill me so easily. 4. I tackle her to the ground. I won't do any real damage, but hopefully it will give Renard and me a chance to get away. 5. I make a logical argument that killing him won't end well for either of us. You don't. I'll check. Where's my? Yeah, 50%. She's kind of like lukewarm about us. So her father loves us a lot more than our mother. Very nice. Yeah, 5. Okay, 5. Let's see. I make a logical argument that killing him won't end well for either of us. Mother, wait, you say, stepping forward. Renard and I left the city together. That's not hard for anyone to figure out. If I return without him, everyone will assume I've killed him. Even if they can't convict me, they'll never trust me again, and that means I won't be able to get them to trust you either. Your mother stops in her advance, but doesn't calm this lightning encircling her arm. And why should they assume that? She asks. Why would they not? He might as easily have been washed away in his own storm. If you cannot convince them of that, you never could have convinced them to trust me. Well, I tried. You see, uncertain, someone would have found his body. The sorceress sighs. I know those storms very well, and so do this man's friends. That is far from a guarantee. Tell me whatever you have to, Morgan, but he dies here. Renard managed to stagger back against the cavern wall, but his movements are sluggish, heavy-limbed, too slow for him to flee. The sorcerer steps forward next to one of the remnant stars. With a complete lack of ceremony, she reaches out one hand to the star and the other toward Renard and sends a sleek bolt of blue white. No. Oh no. Sends a sleek blue... Oh my gosh. Sends a sleek bolt of blue-white lightning directly into his chest. First, Renard's clothes burst into flame, then the fire spreads across his whole body. He screams in agony and falls choking to the ground, writhing and thrashing in unnatural spasms. Eventually, the screaming stops, and for a moment you think it's over until his eyes fix on yours for the flames. Stay away from Calestri, he rasps, both of you. Morgan, don't let her go back. With that, his tortured breathing stops and his eyes turn dull and oh my god, no. Well, for Richard. That's what I'm calling this chapter. F for Richard. Oh my god. M's gonna... Well, does M even really like us? I don't think they do. It's fine. No, there must have been more I could have done. Oh well. 2. This isn't over with the remnant stars. I can bring him back. Maybe? I can bring him back someday. We did promise to bring Vivian back. 3. I didn't want him dead, but it's happened and we have to move on. 4. Maybe the sorceress is right. Maybe it's better for us this way. 5. M's going to be devastated. I mean, so is, like, what was his husband's name? Sahn Marden. Oh, what was his name? I need to quickly look up his name. Give me a sec. It doesn't say. Something Marden. Nobu? Oh, thank you. Yeah, Nobu is gonna be devastated. Thanks, Mum. You've just essentially created war. Right. Can we bring them both? What if we have to choose between bringing back... I mean, I think we know who we're going to choose, but what if we have to choose? And, like, M and Nobu are just going to be standing there. Like, can you please bring back this loving husband slash father? And then... But Vivian, though. That's what I would do if I was writing it. 2. The romance will always win. It's like the choice between Solavellan ending or Phyllis-san living. The impossible choice. We can create a new loving husband, it's fine. I'm guessing 2 wins it. With the Remnant Stars, I can bring him back someday. Fingers crossed, but if the choice comes down to it, we're picking Vivian. There's no way your mother would let you get through a resurrection spell now, but that doesn't mean you're giving up. Your mother is still standing over Renard's body. In my playthrough, I remember Renard lived, so I just want you guys to know that. Still standing over Renard's body, hand outstretched. There's no triumph in her face. If you had to describe her expression, you might call it contemplative. I take no joy in this, Morrigan. I never have. I hope one day you'll understand. If you mean to claim the stars, your mother says suddenly, then do it. You have demonstrated your worth. Yay. It's hard to tear your eyes away from Renard's body, but you look at the remnant stars instead. You reach your awareness. I'm still thinking of F for Richard. I can't get over that. Toward them, and the power of the skies fills up your mind. They're yours. When you call in the wind, they rise into the air and follow at your back. Prepare Calestri for my return, the sorcerer says. Don't fret, this man's absence will make things No, it will not. Considerably easier. You can't be quite as certain of that as your mother is, but there's nothing to do but turn to go. You could bring Renard's body with you if you wanted to. Oh my god. I don't know. Solavellan or Phyllis-san, just that is a difficult choice, and I don't have the answer to that. You can't be quite as certain of that as your mother is, but there's nothing to do but turn to go. You couldn't bring Renard's body with you. You couldn't. I thought it said you could. That would be so bad. No, you couldn't bring Renard's body with you if you wanted to. There's no way you could get away with carrying it through a roll, let alone all the way back to Calestri. Your mother will dispose of it. You're sure she has her ways. That's ominous. You take one final glance at the sorceress as you go find her You take one final glance at the sorceress as you go to find her staring. Not at you, but at the stars behind you. You think you'd call her expression hungry. 1. They're mine now, not yours. No, they're mine. 2. You can wield them again someday, I promise. 3. This will make things easier in Calestri, that's all. 4. Better me than Renard, isn't it? 5. I don't say anything to her. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't have anything to say to her. I really hoped she would listen. Bad mother sorceress. Bad. Mother doesn't know best. Don't listen to your mother. 554. Ooh. Well, I guess 5 is 1. 5 is 1. I don't say anything to her. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, we're done. I assume chapter 9 is where we return and Vivian gets a body, probably. Maybe. I think Vivian's in for a shock. Well, that was chapter 8, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. F for Richard. You will be sorely missed. In fact, I'm editing that now. F for Richard. There we go. Yeah, I was not expecting that to happen. The stat. Oh, yeah. Of course, the stats. Your mother turns away from you and without another word, and you go. There we go. Yeah, our rhetoric is at 65%. I feel like our rhetoric should at least be at 70. I mean, sure, we didn't convince her to spare Renard / Richard. But we did technically get everything we wanted. Alright. Yep. So those are those. Oh, was it 65 at the start then? Maybe that was less about adding to our stats and more about using the stats we have. So maybe it didn't affect them? I don't know. Although we are very merciful. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, no, I would expect rhetoric to go up after that, because we did a lot of rhetoric. Not just with the mum, but before that. Yep, Tyrant is still there. Does it still say... Well, Renard died liking us a little bit. Why is he still... He still has 55% approval of us. Mum likes us a little bit less. Oh, I guess that wasn't programmed into it, so it's fine. Let's not think about it. I think we'll leave off there though, before it gets too late. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to do another chapter, but it's like 9 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know what time it is for everybody, but let's not go too crazy. Maybe, yeah, I assume it is because we tried to save him, yeah. Oh well, we're not here for Mother, we're here for Vivian. Wait, what is... M doesn't like us that much, that's fine. Who doesn't like us? Everyone relatively likes us. Renard relatively liked us. Our mother and M. M is really not gonna like us. I want this to go down to like 20%. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I don't know how long the next chapter is gonna be, because a lot has happened. So I assume we'll just resume it next week, I think. Except it could go on for like 5 hours. I remember that one evil chapter that was like 5 hours long. He's fine. They're an adult. Right, so that's the end of the chapter. Well, I'm not busy next week, so we'll go again next week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I think that's it. For the main channel stuff, I'm still working on videos, I swear. It's just hard to concentrate because a lot's going on right now in life. But yeah, I've just about finished the a solo villain video, so that should be out, fingers crossed, before next week's stream. But maybe not, but probably by next week sometime. What else? I think I had something to say at the start and I completely forgot about it. But it's fine. I'll probably say it in the Discord. Yeah, that's about it, I think. If I remember it, I'll probably mention it at some point. Thank you guys for showing up. I had a lot of fun. I've really missed this, actually. I forgot how fun it is. I've been playing so many of these text adventures lately. I recommend so many of them. At the minute, that's what I was going to say. I'm actually currently trying to write one because I worked out how to use Choice Script, which is the, what would you call it, programming language, the programming set that Choice of Games runs on. So it's a lot of fun. I'm testing it with a story where you play as a wolf. I'll say that much. That's about it. I got the stat screen pretty much done, and that's about it. But it's a lot of fun. We'll see eventually. Give it a year, and I might have something to show for it. With that, I think I'm going to end stream. Again, thank you guys for showing up and, helping make all those choices. I hope you have a good rest of your week, good rest of your evening. I'll talk to you next week, or in the Discord. Bye-bye. There it is. I found it. Bye-bye. There we go.